In this video, I want to go over some major overarching things that you need to know about San Francisco. There's four that I want to talk about. I go into more detail in other videos, but I want to give you a snapshot. This is a good video if you're new and wondering if you should move to San Francisco or not. So there's four really big ones that I want to talk about. The first one is the weather. So let's take a look at the map here. So San Francisco is broken into three areas. There's the east side, there's the central, and then there's the west side. And we're going to use, so this is the Golden Gate Bridge here. If we were to draw a line right around here, Presidio Park, and draw a line straight down, then everything east of that line would be the eastern side that has its own unique weather pattern. And then everything over here, west of the one on this line right here, is going to have its own unique weather pattern. So you've got three columns, and I made a more detailed single video about this, but this I just want to do a quick snapshot and get on to the next thing. So essentially 365 days a year, San Francisco, think of the weather broken into three groups. So every 120 days out of the year, the entire city is beautiful and sunny and gorgeous. Does not matter where you live. You're going to get those 120 perfectly sunny days citywide. Then there's another 120 days a year, and this is more kind of ballpark. These aren't the exact numbers. Then there's another 120 days a year where the whole city is fogged in, nothing you can do about it. There's really no neighborhood that's going to be sunny that day. There's that full 120 days a year for the entire city where the whole city is fogged in. So where you live, it really only affects that 150 days a year. And so if you are on the far west end over here, west of the one, if you're in the Richmond neighborhoods, the Sunset neighborhoods, south of there, the majority of that middle 120 days are going to be foggy. You're going to be fogged in. And then on the east side over here, we talked about everything over here east. Those are going to be more sunny. More of those days are going to be sunny. And then the central neighborhoods right in the middle here are going to be 50-50. Now there are some hot spots. Let me go to the terrain map. Let me see this one here. Yeah, this one's really nice. So there are some hot spots. Twin Peaks here is where all the fog's going to roll in and roll over and make the whole city foggy. So if you are on the east side over here, you're going to have up elevated, like Diamond Heights neighborhood, for example, Noe Valley as you're going up the hill. They're going to be sunny-ish neighborhoods, but once you get down in the valley here in Noe Valley and the Mission District, this is the hottest, sunniest neighborhoods in San Francisco. Same with Potrero Hill is becoming a real popular neighborhood. And then Mission Bay, Dog Patch, Bayview down here. These are all very sunny. So this whole area is very sunny. And then on the north side, Pacific Heights is sunny, but there is some elevation here that are going to create some foggy areas. But for the most part, the Marina, Pacific Heights are going to be relatively sunny. Downtown, hit and miss too, but relatively sunny. Remember, this whole side is pretty sunny. But when you get south of 280 here, this is all going to be relatively foggy. And then over here, west of the one we just talked about, this is all going to be socked in and foggy a lot of the time. And there's little patches here and there, but I just wanted to give you an overview. You've got the foggy side, you got the sunny side, and you got the middle side. And if you just break it up into thirds of days, 120 days foggy, 120 days are going to be sunny. And then that middle 120 days is what your location, your neighborhood is really going to drive. The second thing I want to talk about is walkability. Some of these neighborhoods, so WalkScore is an amazing website. If you've never been there, go to walkscore.com. You can type in the neighborhood that you're looking at. You can even type in the address and it'll give you a 0 to 100 WalkScore rating. So if you live up here in the Marina, there's a good chance you're going to have a 95 up to even 100 WalkScore. But if you're down here in Park Merced, you're going to have a very low WalkScore, maybe 60 or 70. Okay, let's go back to the regular map here. Walkability is a real big thing. It drives a lot of what neighborhoods are most popular, where most people want to live. Although there are some people that don't want to be around a high WalkScore, very close by neighborhoods. They would much rather be a 5-minute drive, a 15, 20-minute walk away, where it does feel more of a suburban environment. And then there's other patches of the city that are a little bit of both. It's like its own city. San Francisco feels like its own state, and the neighborhoods are like their own cities. So the really busy, popular, great WalkScore neighborhoods where everybody wants to be is the northern neighborhoods, the Marina, Cow Hollow, Pacific Heights, North Beach, Russian Hill, Nob Hill, Lower Pack Heights. And then when you get into the central neighborhoods, they're even more popular, even more busy. Nopa, north of Panhandle, Haight Ashbury, Bose Triangle, Castro, even down into Noe Valley. This is also a very hot area where everybody wants to be, everybody wants to hang out, everybody wants to live. Now, the area that has really went down in desirability, the home prices have really went way down, is the downtown area since COVID hit. Soma, China Basin, South Beach, Financial District, all these neighborhoods down here where most of the people that were working down here wanted to be there because they wanted to be close to work. But once COVID hit, there was a big remote work that happened nationally, but it happened here in San Francisco a lot too. So a lot of the folks that were able to work remotely left there, whether they were renters or whether they were homeowners, they ended up putting their homes on the market. So the supply and demand in real estate there was really out of whack compared to every other neighborhood in San Francisco. And even to this day, because there has not been a full return to office and there may never will be. So these neighborhoods are still not as packed and not as hot. And there's a lot of homes on the market. You can get some real steals down here. But this is the one neighborhood where I cannot assure you that we have hit the bottom. It may still keep going down. Every other neighborhood in the city, Q1, Q2 was rock bottom. We're already seeing rates now dropping and prices are going up. And the rates have been slowly dropping Q2, Q3. And the rest of the city, we are long behind the bottom of the market. The rates are dropping. The prices are going to go through the roof. The majority of my buyers right now are in they want to buy something now before the prices really get out of hand. There's some great lenders out there that are doing 5% down on homes under $1 million, but those have more PMI, 10% down up to $2.2 million with no PMI. But if you do want the best rates in town, you got to go with the 20% down. There's lenders that are doing interest-only loans. And then one of my favorite options now some banks are doing is a rate modification. So you don't have to do a refi. You don't have to spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on a full refi in a year from now when the rates are going to drop. If you want to buy the home for as low as you can and then refi later, these rate modification plans are good because they charge you between $1,000 and $2,000, and all you do is just change the rate, and you can do that yearly. There's so many different mortgage options out there that I can talk about in another video, or you can check the description below if you want my contact information. I'd love to share more with you about that. But the long and short of it, I just wanted to say that this whole downtown area, I don't know if we've hit the bottom yet. There never will be a full return to office. That will never look like it did 10 years ago, in my opinion. But all the other neighborhoods in the city have long bounced back, and you've missed the bottom if you were trying to time the market. Now, the Twin Peaks neighborhoods, the elevated neighborhoods, let me go back to the terrain map. I do that. There we go. So when you're up here in Forest Hill, Twin Peaks, Diamond Heights, this is more of a suburban feel. And that's what the developers did when they all built this mid-century, Eichler and everybody else. These neighborhoods were designed for folks that still wanted to live in San Francisco. They wanted to be in the city, but all their friends and colleagues and everyone else were moving to Marin and moving to the East Bay because they wanted to be, closer to nature in a more neighborhood environment, more neighborhood feel. And that's what these neighborhoods have. They're elevated. You're not really going to be able to walk around too much. You can they're definitely great for hiking and jogging, and you're going to find a grocery store here and there, coffee shop here and there. But to get down to where everything's going on, you're going to have to get in a car or take public transportation. So there are a lot of folks, a lot of my clients that are looking just for that. They want to be in the city, but not in the thick of everything. And that's where they focus on. And then like I talked about earlier, if you're up here in the northern neighborhoods or in the central neighborhoods, then you don't want that. You want to be front and center in the middle of everything. And the rest of the neighborhoods in the city are in the middle, the outskirt neighborhoods. The Richmond neighborhoods, the Sunset neighborhoods, you don't feel really tucked away. It does not feel like a suburban environment, but they definitely feel like their own city, especially when you get up here in the outer Richmond. Same with the Sunset neighborhoods. The folks that have lived there for generations, they love it. They want nothing to do with any other neighborhood. And those do feel like their own city, their own community. The walk scores are really high. There's plenty of amenities. They're just not really tapped into the really hot places. These are more locals, more of a local vibe. If you are coming here and you've got a great tech job lined up waiting for you and you want to be around a bunch of other young singles, you're probably not going to love it out here. This is more of a chill family vibe, but these neighborhoods are a lot more walkable. There's a lot more amenities. You're really going to enjoy yourself out there a lot more because it feels like its own city that has everything that you could want. Plus you're 15, 20 minutes away from the entire city. So you still have access to everything. So the last thing I want to talk about is cost of living. And based on everything we've already talked about, you're already going to have a grasp on what neighborhoods are more expensive, what neighborhoods are going to be a lot cheaper. Start up here in the northern neighborhoods. These are going to be a lot more expensive. Same with the central neighborhoods. Prices are going to be more affordable. So the folks that cannot afford a single family home here, they're looking out here in the Richmond, the Sunset, south of 280, Noe Valley, Bernal Heights, Glen Park, Potrero Hill, the East Bay or the east side of town, Bayview. So the folks that live all down in there are the ones that say, I want to live in a single family home. Same with like my wife and I, we bought a single family home, but we lived in Pacific Heights for years and we just wanted a full backyard. We wanted a garden. We wanted a detached single family home with a flat yard and with a full garage. And we wanted that whole scene. And you can't really get that in Pacific Heights unless you've got $7-8 million. That's what all the other neighborhoods offer. But if you really want to be living in an apartment or a condo and you want to be in the middle of everything, then those folks are buying in the northern neighborhoods and the central neighborhoods. So that's all I wanted to go over for now. Like I said, I got a lot more in-depth videos in my channel and also got all my contact information below. I meet a lot of folks from YouTube and TikTok. That's my two most popular way that new clients come to me and find me. So if you want to hit me up, you can leave a comment below or call, text, or email me. The most popular way people get a hold of me is they click on my calendar, pick some time, and do a Zoom one-on-one consultation with me. Thank you so much for watching all the way through, and I hope to hear from you soon.